This video is brought to you by Against the Flow of Mississippi. Against the Flow of Mississippi is a book about Jake Fayard, a Marine veteran who is unhappy with the political machine running the state of Mississippi. He decides to fight the corruption from the inside. Jake will face more challenges than he ever has and will stand up for what he thinks is right. His notoriously hot temper will push him to the edge of murder, along with his friend and brother Kobe Barhanovich. Together, they will fight the system and give the power back to the citizens of Mississippi. Against the Flow of Mississippi was written by Anthony Oksenholt and was published by Oksenholt Biloxi Publishing, LLC. A link to the book will be placed in the description below.
Yeah, this a revolution in our time. Everybody's fighting, change coming, yes. That's why it's an acronym for riot. Everybody has a voice. Don't you dare stay silent. If you say nothing, you are an accessory to violence.
They've had their say. Seems like they've had that kind of say around here for too long. I had to stand up for myself alone. I went in there to remind them that somewhere in this world there's still a little law and order left. To let them know in the only kind of terms that their kind understand is that they can't bribe or threaten their way out of what they did. To let them do this to me and get away with it, and you give them the eternal right to do the same damn thing to any one of you.
Access 228, your host, Anthony Oksenholt, where we report the facts and we are not for sale. If you have a news story or something that's on your mind, please feel free to give us a call at 228-337-2099. Be glad to have you on. Thank you for listening, and we do appreciate all that you do to support us and keep free and independent journalism doing what we do best. All right, y'all. Let's watch this short. And then I'm going to give my take on it. Going to try to keep my temper in check.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day
to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard
and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
Cheeto fucking Jesus, I swear to God, you son of a bitch motherfucker. Yes, I'm talking about Donald fucking Trump, or Furor, Heil Trump. Let's look at what these politicians were saying. I'm not saying I like any of these politicians either, because I don't. I think they're all equally worthless. But I'm looking at the Uniform Code of Military Justice right here, Article 92. Any person subject to this chapter who, number one, violates or fails to obey a lawful general order or regulation. Number 2, having knowledge of another lawful order issued by a member of the armed forces, which it is his duty to obey, fails to obey the order, or 3, is derelict in his performance of his duties, shall be punished as court-martial may direct. Okay. There's a key word in there. It's called lawful orders. Going back to my time in law enforcement, I'm not former military, but I am former law enforcement. I gave orders. I had subordinates. I had people under me. If I walk up to one of my COs and I tell him, hey, go beat the shit out of that convict, is that a lawful order? Absolutely fucking not. If a general looks at a fucking captain under his command and says, hey, you take that company or that platoon over there and go invade Canada. Just go take the fuck over. Is that a lawful order? What if the president says, hey, Captain Smith, you and your Los Angeles class or Ohio class nuclear submarine, go launch a strike with all your ICBMs in your arsenal at China without any provocation. Is that a lawful order? Probably fucking not. Do service members have the right to disobey a lawful order? I say they have a duty to disobey a lawful order. Okay? What if we have a very respected, all right, I'm going to pick a very respected general. Mad Dog Mattis. Let's say Mad Dog Mattis was still in uniform, and he's a 4-star U.S. Marine general, and he orders a whole division of Marines to go take the fuck over the White House and, enact a military coup. Are those lawful orders? No. Keyword in this is lawful orders. My opinion, these congressmen, these senators, didn't say a fucking thing wrong. All they said was, hey, remember what Article 32 of the Uniform Code of Military Justice says. What's wrong with that, people? Well, my answer you, not a damn thing. Ain't a damn thing wrong with standing up and saying, hey, I'm not going to follow an illegal order. Why am I not going to follow an illegal order? Well, let me think about this for a minute. Oh, I know. It's illegal. Now, Donald Trump said something to the effect of George Washington would be hanging them right now. You know what? I'm a historian. I am 100% a historian. And I would like to think that George Washington, though he may not like what they're saying, I would think that him, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, John Hancock, all of our founding fathers, every one of them, who helped ratify the Bill of Rights in 1791, I would be pretty hard pressed to think that they would have anything against anything what they said. because they understood the power of a military coup. They just committed one. That was what stopped us from being British, is we had a military coup. "100% it was a military coup. Continental Congress, Continental Army, that was a military coup. Some of those who served in the Continental Army previously served the British Army. Most of your colonial militiamen, before that, what were they? Well, they were British colonials. When we went to war and declared our independence in 1776, that was a military coup in its most basic form. I don't like to call myself a military historian because I've never served in the military, and I don't think I have the right to say that. I don't feel comfortable, but I do know a lot of military history, because to understand political history, you have to understand military history, and I understand both. Um, that being said, they understood what they were saying. They also understood what an all-powerful dictator, king, could do, which is why George Washington said, "Nope, I'm not your king. I'm your president, and you vote me in." All y'all representatives, y'all are voted in. Where's the complication here? And sedition? Only a tyrant would threaten sedition. Because you know what would throw away any laws of sedition, in my opinion? The First Amendment. Freedom of speech, freedom to assemble peaceably, freedom to petition the government and redress grievances, freedom of the press, freedom of religion. Those right there, that's all under the First Amendment. That would completely shut down any sedition laws, and why it hasn't, why this is even still a thing, I have no idea. Unfortunately, Congress forgot what Benjamin Franklin said, those who would give up essential liberty for temporary security deserve neither liberty nor security. And they have pushed these laws. And it's bullshit. It's straight up bullshit. So, because I have the freedom of speech and I have the First Amendment, I'm going to take this First Amendment to say, fuck you, Trump. And anybody else that has a problem with me saying, fuck you, Trump, well, guess what, buddy? Grab a camera and come on here and tell me that you love Trump. I want to give y'all, I want to tell y'all something. In order to be in politics, you have to be a fucking narcissist. You have to be. Narcissistic, manipulative individuals, and I've dealt with more than my share of them, are very dangerous. Very, 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 very dangerous. When you have them running this country, not much scares me, but this has me just a little concerned. Y'all have a good day.